Okay, the show is over, but the after show continues. Neely, you and I just wrapped up some more content talking Colorado football, but you and I talk about so much more. So we're just going to let the people in on our conversations. One of the things you and I talk about a lot is wrestling. We're coming off WrestleMania weekend. What were your thoughts about who won, who lost? I thought it was very predictable. I thought everybody that won we knew was going to win because they beat us over the head with these stories. I like Cody Rhodes. He's all right. I mean, I like him, but he ain't the tribal chief, Neely. What's going on here?
You know, Tolly, when you're as gray as I am and been watching wrestling for as long as I have, it does get predictable. You know what's going to happen. And by the time the final boss really got immersed in the story and started whooping Cody Rhodes with the belt, you knew Cody Rhodes was going to win at WrestleMania. Like it's always set up for the extreme underdog. He gets bloodied up on the way to the pay-per-view, then wins the pay-per-view. So now, as excited as I was about that storyline developing, my takeaways from WrestleMania was not that the Roman Reigns era was ending after so many years of being champs. It was those cameo appearances, man. You know, every time you just thought there's no way this guy's coming back, you hear some theme music, and here they come running down the ramp in the ring. I loved that part of it. That best in that regard, best WrestleMania ever.
That part I did not see. Because John Cena didn't have anything to do with the story, and he comes running down there. I'm like, oh snap! All right, that's cool. He's got one of the greatest, theme music. When it hits, exactly what it is. The crowd jumps to their feet every time. He didn't overdo it. He just went in there and, had a few moves and got out. But when The Undertaker comes in, like, I thought he was at home chilling for the rest of his career.
Absolutely.
I did not anticipate. And man, The Rock, who we've seen here a couple times here on the Pregame Show Network, man, his timing is just so perfect. And that slow turn into The Undertaker standing there. And kudos to him pulling off that choke slam, man. I know he's had some knee, back, just issues everywhere. The fact that he stayed upright and, him and The Rock executed that move together. And then the lights go back off and they just both disappear. I did not see that coming. I thought that was just enough of that nostalgia to impact the story. And I thought that part was great, no matter who won or lost. So I was all
over that. Never thought I would see The Undertaker in the ring again. When you heard that chime, that bell tone, I don't know how many times that he has to show up behind somebody before they stop looking at the ramp. Like, he's not coming down the ramp. He's behind you.
He's already behind you. Yeah. You should just run up the ramp because if you turn around what you're going to get.
And you know he's right there.
I thought, how old is The Rock? I know he's older than me. He's somewhere between my age and your age, or hell, he might be older than you. I don't. But
yeah, I believe that first number is a 5.
Yeah, for sure. I thought physically, man, I thought he, not to have done this in over a decade. I don't think he did as well and better than you could have expected. I think.
I totally agree, but I also think that his movie career, his endorsement deals have put him in a place where it's in his best interest to be in shape year round. I was just as amazed, not necessarily with the physical prowess, but the way he went right back into character. And it's like he has been there all these years. And, he gave you a little bit of that heel Rock versus the babyface Rock when he really, he started wearing those Versace shirts and saying you couldn't afford one of the Rock shirts. He gave you that Rock back. The only time wrestling was better than that was like the Vince McMahon Stone Cold Wars, when everybody wanted to stick it to their boss, right, and Stone Cold was representing the working man and jumping on Vince McMahon at the hospital with a bedpan. The Rock era with the Versace shirts and Stone Cold giving it to Vince McMahon, two of the best eras in wrestling.
Absolutely, man. Those were the highlight years for me with the WWF. Although I'm an old country boy, so I used to go to little backyard NWA wrestling when I was a kid. So a lot of good special points there for me. I don't think Cody Rhodes as the champ can go like a super long time, because I don't think you don't want to see the guy. Like when they started the show on Monday night, that whole 20-minute love fest of, oh, I worked so hard, thank you guys so much. I don't want to see that, man. Like, either you're an anti-hero or you're the bad guy. Like, this just straight up, I'm the good guy, super babyface. Like, you just can't do that week in and week out, and people are, going to sit there and cheer for that definitive line between good guy, bad guy. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to evolve. Cody Rhodes is going to have to turn heel or more heel. He can't be the champion 2 or 3 years just as the nice guy who finally, got his family legacy back where it should and get a championship. That can last you the rest of this calendar year maybe, but he's got to go bad boy, just like The Rock did, just like Stone Cold did, hell, just like Hollywood Hogan did when he transitioned from Hulk to Hollywood. You got to keep the storyline alive, and Cody Rhodes in and of himself, he can't be that character 4 years and keep the belt that long. It's got to evolve.
Yeah, he's got to get some sort of edge. You like those guys in that position of the little engine that they're trying to overcome the champ, but once they get that belt, you got to keep us entertained, because you then become the face of the company. But I like it, man. I like where they're going. It seems like their creativity and the ability to try new things and just surprise you, which is the biggest thing. A lot of things, we saw coming, but those little nuggets of surprise were really cool. I am surprised looking at my bank account after coming back from Disney. Neely, I know someone has done reports. I'm too lazy to do the research. But good God, Disney has to make $1 million before the first smoke break for everybody every day. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a good time, man. It's a memory. Our family does it about once every 7 years or so. But man, you coming out of there thousands, thousands for each family that's down there for a couple of days. Miles, do we have the picture? I want to show you. I want to show you this photo, Neely. Let's see if Miles can. Okay, there we go. All right, this is the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. It's at Epcot Center, right? And this thing, Neely, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, at one point, you're on tracks, like a traditional roller coaster, and then at another point, it's like your car that you see right there is like attached to an arm, and you're up off the tracks and you're spinning around, and like, it was really, really cool. Here's the question I have for you, Neely. Am I holding on too tight to the safety bar up front? Look at the expressions of the little kid behind me. The lady beside me is just like having a glorious time. That's my wife in the back. Her hair is flying over her face. That's how fast we were going. Your hair is getting whipped around. I'm semi-smiling, but you see the death grip I have on the bar. Do I lose my cool points there for my posture and position?
So it's hard for me to answer this, Tolly, without being completely honest. I don't think you're holding on too tight. I think where you went wrong is getting on the damn ride. Tolly, we don't do roller coasters, man. Like, we can do that family fun ride that is mostly graphics on the screen and they turn on a fan to make you think you're moving, but you're really in one place. But when the cart really starts moving and dropping and all that, Tolly, look, man, we got bad backs and gray hair. We can't do that. So you're not holding on too tight. You messed up even by getting on.
But my daughters were like, Daddy, we wanna get on, and so they're in another car that didn't make the photo, but they're like right behind me or right in front of me. So I couldn't let my girls down, man. They were like, Daddy, we want you to ride. So I was like, all right, I'm here for it. But man, that thing was fun. But boy, if you've been to Disney lately, let me know in the comments what you think. What is your ride? Or if you have ridden Guardians of the Galaxy, what was your experience? It was fun, but it was a little. Hey man, it was something. It was
Yeah.
something. It starts out backwards.
You
You're looking forward, and the thing starts out a million miles an hour going the other way. I knew I was in trouble right there.
Before you get in line for those rides, those benches that they have right there.
Take
Yeah,
a
that's
seat.
my ride. I'm holding everybody's stuff. I'll be right here when y'all get back.
Oh my God, you're like Papa. I got accused at my son's daycare being Papa, but if you would have been at Disney, Neely, you are the Papa. You won't even get on
Hey
the
man,
ride.
I've been to Disney, taking the kids. We've done Universal, but when they want to get on those extreme rides, like no, because of Tolly. This is about entertainment, right? It
Right.
does not entertain me to be afraid. I don't go to horror movies. That doesn't entertain me. I don't get on roller coasters. That doesn't entertain me. I'm not going to give somebody $20 to scare the hell out of me. Like, no, I'm fine. Y'all go ahead. I'll be right here.
I'll tell you another scary thing about Florida, man. I don't know how the people do it. Those damn crocodiles, man, they are everywhere. They had this strip of like these nice, they're just all Airbnbs, but they're like these really nice homes, and they just built a whole lot of them, and everybody there is just renting a home for a couple of days. There's a little pond behind there. Every house in Florida, if you have a pool, you have to have it enclosed so the gators can't get into your pool. But the gators just come out of the pond, just lay out on the grass, walk across the side like people. And that's why they are crazy in Florida, man. They just interact with the gators like it ain't no big deal, like we do with dogs or something. I'm like, that's an alligator.
The gators live there first, right?
I know.
Yeah. So the gators are looking at y'all like, hey, why y'all crazy people right here in our backyard? Like, they're not in your yard. You in their yard, Tyler.
Man. Them gators, that's a whole different experience for people to just be walking by, taking pictures with, I'm like, man, that thing, how do you know he's hungry or not? Like, how do you know you're not the dark meat he's been looking for?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna bet that they always hungry, so I'm leaving them alone.
Exactly.
The gators and the roller coasters are the same thing. I'm not going over there.
I'm right there with you. All right, we are after the show here, just talking about things outside of football. Neely, I don't keep up with the rap game nearly as much as you do, or as I once did. But even an old fogey like me could not help but notice that there was a rap battle in the last couple of weeks. And Kendrick Lamar has seemed to scare everyone off. He said, I am the one. I am the GOAT by myself. There's not co-GOATs. I am the GOAT. Some people kind of clap back a little bit. J. Cole, who's from North Carolina, North Carolina guy. He clapped back, but then he came back and apologized for his clap back. What do you make of rap beefs in 2024?
I think rap beefs in 2024, unless they are in cahoots together to sell records, rap beefs in 2024 are a waste of damn time. I understood No Vaseline from Ice Cube. That was a bitter divorce. I remember when LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee were going at it. But you're in a time where we're making so much money in the rap game. Attacking another rapper, just like, come on, y'all. Why is it even necessary? But I would say this, if you are going to attack somebody, I wouldn't attack K-Dot or Lil Wayne because their game is just too strong. And when I heard Kendrick Lamar's, ain't no big three, it's just big me, I just walked off and turned it off like this. You that ain't where you want to go. If you're going to pick a fight, you do the right thing and apologize, J. Cole, because you don't want round two.
So you think that was a situation that was like, hold me back, and there was nobody holding him back. So he had to do something, and then he was like, oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I love music, love rap music, but no need for rap battles in 2024. No need for personal beefs. Kill all beef, man. Let's just make some good music and have a good time. We don't have to attack each other, do that kind of stuff, not to sell records.
All right, with that being said, Neely, what is your favorite rap battle of all time? Even though you might not advocate them in 2024, you have enjoyed some over the years. Your favorite rap battle, favorite rap beef.
I just touched on it. I'm gonna age myself again. The greatest battle was LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee going back and forth all those times. But the biggest knockout blow was not Nas and Ether. It was Ice Cube and No Vaseline. Like that No Vaseline. It just started. It's like, I'm glad y'all set it off. Like, Like, I am happy that y'all threw the first punch. Watch this. And it ended it. There was no better diss record. Not Tupac, Hit 'Em Up, not Nas Ether. Greatest rap battle song of all time. Ice Cube, No Vaseline.
I got a couple of different looks on this. I love Tupac's Hit 'Em Up because that came straight. There was no warm up. There was no stretching. It was just overhand right. First line. First off.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's like, that was pretty strong. But I think nostalgia for me, Neely. Roxanne Shante, UTFO. Because it was like the first one for me. Like, I was like, this is, I went from listening to the music my parents were listening to, Commodores, Marvin Gaye. Then me and my friend got a little boom box, started getting some cassette tapes from some of your older cousins, and you hear Roxanne Shante and UTFO. One of my favorite ones. UTFO, your mouth runs like water. But did you have to make a rap about my daughter? I probably said that like a million times in my life. I love that era, man. That was like, what, 83, 84?
That's a good one. I loved...
soft compared to today's standards, but nostalgic for me.
I get you on nostalgia, so I'm going to give that one a thumbs up. And I loved even when UTFO did a song admitting that they tried to holler at Roxanne and she gave none of them no play. So that was a classic twist on dissing. Like they were like, hey, man, no, she stood me up too. I love that one. UTFO, man, untouchable force organization.
And Neely, during that time, to try to keep up with what was happening, in New York, in the hip hop scene, and you had to do it through cassette tapes, and by the time the information got to, we were just a step away from the Underground Railroad. The way we were getting information is like, you're hearing these mixtapes probably 3 months after they've been released, and you're trying to connect the dots. There's no internet, there's no TV shows, there's no Rap City yet. That was an interesting time, man, to try to keep up with pop culture at that time.
Man, hip hop news was at best a week old. You could go to the newsstand at the grocery store and get Beat Magazine or Rap Magazine or Rap Talk or anything like that. But by the time they wrote the articles and printed it, hell, it was 10 days after the beef happened. They probably done made up and hanging out the club together, and you think they beefing. Time has really sped up.
And the worst part, being from the country, like you're from Mississippi, I'm from North Carolina. You had those cousins from New York, and they'd come, and you're trying to pepper them for information, and then they want to play that New York card, remind you of how country you are. Oh, I see LL Cool J every week walking down the street, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really?
And then you got older and realized they were lying.
That part.
Just like the man at My T Sharp Barbershop said, you don't know no Martin Luther King. You ain't seen no LL Cool J walking down the street.
Probably so, but it played well. It played well whenever they came to visit. I was always glad to see them go, though. Like, here they come, acting all special. All right, the show is over for real, for real. Neely and I like to kick it about a lot of things. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow wherever you are checking out this content. It is the Pregame Show Network. Brother, man, I'll catch up with you a little later.
Hey, man, we let them in on the meeting after the meeting.
Mm-hmm. But not the meeting after the meeting where we talk about people. We'll do that off camera.
Not that one. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys. Take it easy.